Hi, everybody. Good evening. Hope everybody is doing well. Myself, Dave. I'm a wellness enthusiast and certified trainer for yoga and meditation. And today I'm going to cover a very important topic and the pillar of our health, which is stress. I hope all of you are mentally and physically ready to attend this event. It will be a workshop form. So don't expect me to kind of go on and on about giving you all the information about stress, but rather what I want from all of you to, pay attention to what I say and participate with me, because the name of the game is introspection. अपने आप से पूछने का game है, right? Or I will try to keep mixing Hindi and English because I have both kind of crowds. So मैं कोशिश करूंगा दोनों languages में mix and match करके बात करने का. I know that still it will be problematical for few people. Please try to adjust or get in touch with somebody who can help you understand by chance if you're not able to catch hold of any point, right? So with that, let's start today's event, right? So, I would like to first appreciate you all to, take some time out from your life and invest on yourself because stress is one of such kind of topic which most of the people think either I don't need to attend it or I don't need to hear it. Because if I hear, probably I might end up discovering something about myself जो कि बाद में मुझे दिक्कत देने वाला है, right? So I know it's a very sensitive topic. So let's start with it. I will try to kind of decode few stuffs for you, which will help you to understand that, stress क्यों होता है, कैसे इसको betterly manage या फिर handle किया जा सकता है. क्योंकि ऐसा नहीं है कि स्ट्रेस किसी के लाइफ में नहीं है, लगभग सभी के लाइफ में स्ट्रेस है, राइट? सो आई एम गोइंग टू कवर, आई विल ट्राई टू टच बेस ऑन ऑल द डिफरेंट पार्ट्स ऑफ इट. So please be patient with me and feel free to ask your questions at the end of the session if you have anything so that I can answer you. If there is something specific, I'll definitely try to redirect, but whatever will be possible from a general forum, I will try to address them, right? With this, let's start, right? So as I said that I'm a health enthusiast and health advisor as well. I guide a lot of people in the different kind of health and lifestyle related issues. I am also a trainer for yoga and meditation. So, obviously to balance our life, we have to do this. But let me start you with this, right? जब भी मैं किसी से बात करता हूँ regarding health and wellness, तो लोगों को लगता है कि अगर मैं सही या फिर अच्छा खाना खा रहा हूँ और अगर मैं exercise कर रहा हूँ, तो I'm just taking care of all the aspects of health, right? But it is actually not true. There are different other parameters of health, or I say it as health wellness pillars, जिसको कि ख्याल में रखना बहुत important है. इसका आइडिया मुझे भी पहले नहीं था, टू बी ऑनेस्ट. जब मैंने हेल्थ एंड वेलनेस के बारे में अच्छे से स्टडी किया, बिकॉज आई एम एन इंजीनियर, आई एम इनटू इंजीनियरिंग सेक्शन फॉर लॉन्ग टाइम, एंड alongside that I have started studying about health, experimentation on health. और बहुत सारा स्टडी करने के बाद, मेरे खुद के हेल्थ बॉडी के ऊपर काम करने के बाद, लोगों को गाइड करने के बाद, ओवर द पीरियड ऑफ टाइम मैंने ये एक्सपीरियंस गेन किया हुआ है कि शायद there was a reason why our ancestors were much more happier, much more physically and mentally fit than us. It was not because of one or two reasons, because of multiple factors, right? और उसमें से एक और बड़ा फैक्टर है जो कि जैसे कि मैं बात कर रहा था कि फूड एंड न्यूट्रिशन प्लस वर्कआउट, राइट? These are not only the only pillars. You also need to take care of stress, sleep, hydration, and environment around yourself. Now, if you combine all those pillars together, then you build up a good health around you, right? So that's very important. So why am I touch basing on the stress part? Because this is probably most ignored pillar. And some point of time, we don't even know that this might be causing us issues, right? So let's start with it. Let me ask you with a basic question. Is stress good or bad? Can you answer me that? What do you feel? Whether stress is good or bad? Okay. Few people have started answering me personally. So yeah, till the time I get more responses, let me reveal this. There are two different kinds of stress, and you'll be getting the answers from here. It is called as acute stress and chronic stress. Acute stress वो होता है जो सबके लाइफ में होता है, right? Every single human being faces it, and that is good. That is not bad. It basically helps you to perform better, take your performance to the next level. For example, जब आप कोई intense game खेल रहे हो, या फिर if you are trying to kind of address a typical solution, right? तब आपका दिमाग बहुत तेज दौड़ता है, that is also a kind of a stress, but that's a good stress because that happens for a certain period of time. And once you try to switch yourself off from that, you kind of go back to your normal state. That's really good. But the next aspect, which is called chronic stress, that is really bad, and that actually impacts our health big time. Why? Let me tell you. Chronic stress है क्या पहले तो? Chronic stress वो होता है जब आपके लाइफ में स्ट्रेस आता है और वो स्ट्रेस का लेवल ना आप पूरा दिन तक कैरी करते हो या फिर लॉन्ग टाइम तक कैरी करते हो, इवन आफ्टर व्हेन यू स्टॉप दैट जॉब. फॉर एग्जांपल, यू स्टार्टेड द डे इन अ वेरी बैड मोड, probably something happened, and then you kind of carry that same momentum throughout the day. Although many things are happening around your life, you're not able to completely focus or able to perform on that day. So that is called chronic stress, and that chronic stress is the main reason for most of the lifestyle related disease or modern day diseases that is happening. Let me name few of them and you'll be surprised that, oh, these are also being caused by stress or what? Yes, weight gain, weight loss, blood pressure, right? Thyroid, some cases infertility, saggy skin, hair fall. Yes, all these are also related to your stress if those are not being managed properly. You don't believe me? I can give you an example. Let me first explain you कि ये है क्या, ये stress है क्या चीज, right? So stress basically happens because of something that is happening unnecessarily which you are not prepared for. For example, you are driving and suddenly सामने से कुछ आ गया and you got scared, right? You put a brake, you saved yourself. Just think, you saved a thing in a moment, but your heartbeat started pounding very fast, बहुत fast heartbeat होना start हो गया and you started shivering some point of time. So that there is a hormone that gets released which is called cortisol. That kind of triggers and maintain or kind of handle your stress, right? So होता क्या है कि हमारा body थोड़ा flight or fight responses में तब काम करने लग जाता है. So I'm coming to the point that how it is going to impact your health. अब आप सोचिए कि suddenly कुछ सामने चीज आया and you are trying to handle that situation, and how did it get managed, and it kind of tell you in your mode जहाँ पे आपके body बाकी सारा काम छोड़ के इधर आपको बचाने में लगा, नहीं तो आपको वहां से भगाने में लगा. So fight or fight, that is the two ways that our body just know how to handle the situation. So obviously your digestion process gone for a toss. It is stopped giving any sort of energy, and that cortisol also need more amount of energy. So if you are somebody, I know many of you are been part of any of the health journeys or going to be part of any of the health journeys, and that is the reason probably you have started attending this workshop. So ये बहुत बड़ा impact होता है कि आपका बाकी सारा बॉडी का पार्ट तब के लिए स्टॉप हो जाता है. और अगर आप वेट गेन, वेट लॉस या फिर बाकी सारे जर्नी में हैं एंड यू आर स्ट्रेस्ड अप, प्रोबेबली आप अच्छे से खाना खा रहे हो, अच्छे से वर्कआउट कर रहे हो, अच्छे से सो रहे हो, अच्छे से पानी पी रहे हो, लेकिन कोई एक ऐसा फैक्टर है आपको समझ में नहीं आ रहा है कि आपका क्यों रिजल्ट्स नहीं आ रहा है. स्ट्रेस इज दैट अनलॉकिंग थिंग. यू नीड टू हैंडल इट आउट, राइट? सो आपको ये समझना है. तो एज आई सेड यू कि एक्यूट स्ट्रेस और क्रॉनिक स्ट्रेस के बीच में डिफरेंशिएट किया करें, बिकॉज बहुत लोगों को स्ट्रेस इसीलिए आता है क्योंकि उनको लगता है स्ट्रेस है, बट एक्चुअल में कुछ है नहीं. बिकॉज this has become a fancy term in the modern day कि बहुत लोगों को लगता है I'm stressed with my work. You are not actually. You know what stress is because you need to really understand. And if you really are you taking care of it or taking some action about it, right? So that is very important. So that is the way you need to approach. But stress को handle कैसे किया जाए? That is the next question that I get from everybody, right? So are you playing a blame game about stress, that probably that situation caused me stress, this person is giving me stress, something or the other thing is happening because of is the reason of my stress? No, actually you probably haven't handled your mind that way, और आपने अपने माइंड को ऐसे कॉन्फ़िगर ही नहीं किया है जहां पे वो स्ट्रेस को हैंडल कर पाए. क्योंकि सबके लाइफ में स्ट्रेस है जैसे मैंने की बोला, बट जब वो आएगा आपका क्या रिस्पॉन्स है वो सिचुएशन से, that is what defines the way you manage your life or you manage your stress. If you don't do it, what is the impact? You know what's the impact. I told you all the diseases that comes in today's life, that's how it handles. Then why people don't do it? Just look towards our modern day lifestyle. We have Google for all the solutions. We go out. But आपके पास आपका खुद का दिमाग है. Did you give yourself enough time to think? Conscious behavior क्या आप कर रहे हो? या फिर यू आर गोइंग विद अ स्टैटिस्टिकल बिहेवियर अबाउट योरसेल्फ कि आपने लास्ट में जैसे बिहेव किया था आज भी वैसे करते हो. कोई भी सिचुएशन है, फॉर एग्जांपल आपके बॉस ने आपको कुछ टफ और चैलेंजिंग वर्क दिया एंड सडनली यू गेट स्ट्रेस की व्हाई मी ऑलवेज. Are you looking at the situation properly? Just think about the way you think and approach a problem. Because if you have taken up a certain amount of job और आपको अगर कोई किसी का रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी दिया गया है, इसका ऑब्वियस सा मतलब है कि यू टुक इट बाय योर चॉइस, बिकॉज आपका जॉब आपने चूज किया, किसी और ने नहीं। आपने सैलरी निगोशिएशन खुद से किया है, तो आपको पता है कि उससे कुछ ना कुछ तो चैलेंज आएगा, और वो चैलेंज का हैंडल करने के लिए इज द मनी इज व्हाट यू आर गेटिंग पेड फॉर, राइट? सो यू नीड टू एक्सेप्ट द सिचुएशन। सेकंड थिंग, are you taking problem as a part of your opportunity? So I might sound very positive over here, but that's how you can actually find a solution of a problem. When you go for a maths exam and you know that probably 30-40 marks is going to be really really tough, or today's paper is really tough, you just don't think yeah tough paper hai chhod dete. No, you just try to go for a solution about it, and you try to find out through all your experiences, can I go and find out the solution? If the paper is tough, it might be tough for everybody, let me find out if I can even go 70-60% of the problem that I can go and solve it out, right? So that's the way. बहुत सारे लोगों को मैंने देखा है कि the moment the challenging task has been thrown to them, they start complaining about themselves. Probably my job is not so good. They're not giving me extra amount of hike. They are always trying to push me a little bit harder. Just try to handle the situation. Number one. Second, if you think what you're thinking is true, if your thinking is true, are you managing yourself again to handle that situation? If you feel that you have been suppressed with more amount of work, do you have the confidence to go up and say, I don't think the amount of time that has been given to me will be sufficient enough, because I don't think I'll be able to complete. Because if you go up front and say, I can't complete it, somebody is really going to listen to you, or they will say there are ways to kind of finish it up earlier, or they'll give you more time. Or again, you are playing a game, blame game there in your mind, saying कि शायद वो मुझे evaluate करेगा कि मुझे काम तो करना आता नहीं. No. Just be confident about it, right? So I don't want to go into the solution mode right away, because I really have to explain you a few more stuffs, and then I'll come to a few of the questions that might help you to understand the level of stress pattern that you have in your life, right? So एक चीज मैं अच्छे से explain कर देता हूँ, because this is very important. कि मैंने एक हार्मोन की बात किया जो कि कॉर्टिसोल है. बहुत सारे लोगों ने और भी कुछ सारे हार्मोन्स के नाम सुने होंगे, जैसे कि डोपामाइन हो गया, एड्रेनालिन हो गया, राइट, सेरोटोनिन हो गया. How many of you have really got through these names like serotonin, dopamine, adrenaline, all these names? I'm sure most of you have got these names from one or the other social media content, right? तो आपने सुना तो जरूर होगा, बट क्या आपने ये जानने की कोशिश किया कि हाउ दोज थिंग्स गेट्स बैलेंस्ड इन योर बॉडी? सी लेट मी टेल यू द वेरी सिंपल थिंग. आपके लाइफ में जो भी होता है, इट्स बिकॉज ऑफ द केमिकल बैलेंस व्हिच इज कॉल्ड हार्मोन्स इन योर लाइफ. तो हार्मोन जैसा गेम खेलेगा आप वैसे ही चलोगे. और हार्मोन का कंट्रोल कहाँ से होता है? दिमाग से. सो इफ यू हैवंट ट्रेन्ड योर माइंड वेल, योर हार्मोन्स डोंट नो हाउ टू रिएक्ट. देन इट इज एन एक्सप्लिसिट रिएक्शन दैट हैपेंस इन योर बॉडी. ओ, ऐसे हो रहा है क्या? तो लास्ट बार मैंने कैसे किया? It is the same way. It just refers to last time how did I do it, or I don't know how to do it. Then how do I behave? It kind of flips off. Let me give you an example. Few people, they just ask, you know. So few people they just break in a point where challenges comes in face. Recently, IPL has finished. You must have seen that many people who got the captaincy, right? They flourished when they got an extra opportunity. It is a challenging opportunity, but when you flourish, you go to the next stage. Few people cannot take it, and their form also kind of depreciated, right? So it's all about how you handle the situation. So don't blame the situation. Try to analyze and use your mind, and don't go back to Google. The Google is really not going to give you the answers. I'm going to give you some situation how you can train your brain to kind of handle those situations, because it is only your brain which is going to save you from getting stressed and taking some good decision which can help. So let me ask you this. How many of you really feel that you get stress in your life every single day for quite some time, or you really need a solution? Can you ask me a yes or a no in the chat box? I really wanted to understand that. Okay. Yes. No. Okay. Okay. Good. So do you exactly know, can few of you basically tell me what is the first thing that you do when you get stressed out? What is the first reaction that you do when you get stressed out? The next question for you. Okay. Deep breathing. Okay. Leave the space. Drinking water. Nice. These are all the processes that most of the people actually face it, right? So let me put forward few of the question जो आपको decide करेगा कि which situation you are at. So I hope you have a pen and paper ready, or at least you have your cell phone ready where you can actually mark yourself. So, if you feel, I will tell you when to give 0 or when to give 1. So tell me this, that, or just analyze by yourself, because I want you to introspect yourself and give yourself marks, right? So do you feel you have difficulty in sleep, or you kind of have a disturbed sleep, or not able to fall asleep easily? If you can fall asleep easily, 0. If you can't, make it as 1. अगर नहीं आता है अच्छे से नींद, या फिर नींद के टाइम पे भी पूरा दिन आपने क्या किया, क्या अच्छा नहीं गया, those are the kind of thoughts are coming off, or if you are overwhelmed with some of the work that has been given, और आपको ये लगता है कि कल को मुझे क्या करना है, that is not letting you sleep, those kind of things that is happening, 1. अगर नहीं होता है, if you can switch yourself off, go to 0. I hope you have marked yourself, note it down, make sure. Second, अगर आपको कहीं पर भी लगता है कि सिचुएशंस आपके जैसा चाहते हो वैसा नहीं जा रहा है, इफ यू फील दैट सिचुएशंस आर नॉट गोइंग द वे यू वांट देम टू बी, और इफ यू आर काइंड ऑफ गोइंग इनटू अ काइंड ऑफ अ डिफिकल्ट सिचुएशन एनीवेयर इन जॉब एंड लाइफ एंड finances, do you turn to go into those unhealthy food habits, or probably junk food, or drinking excessively, or probably some sugary foods or sweets or comforting foods, or some beverages which you probably like to give you some temporary pleasures? You find it, probably I'm not feeling well today, let me get you this, I like that food, aaj ko acha nahi lag raha, wo kha lete. Are you that kind of an eater? If you are, mark it 1. अगर आप हो तो 1 करिए, नहीं है तो 0. हो गया होगा. So now let me progress कि क्या आपको ये लगता है कि some point of time you feel very obsessed with your life, and you really wanted to come out of the family groups and friend groups and try to isolate yourself for some time, probably through WhatsApp, Facebook groups and stuff. If you feel yes, mark it as 1. अगर आपको ऐसा कभी भी feel नहीं होता, mark it as 0. Now let's go forward. अगर आपको कभी कभार ऐसा लगता है कि do you feel get extremely irritated or annoyed or angry with some of the trivial situations in your life, and especially for people, I mean, it can be relationship thing, it can be your husband, wife, your boyfriend, girlfriend, your friends, your family, your parents some point of time, and if you are a mom or a dad, some point of time you might be feeling that probably my kids are not listening the way I want them to become, right? And this kind of, you kind of come up with a certain amount of behavior, and later on you feel, oh, I think I shouldn't have done that, मुझे अच्छा नहीं लगा जो मैंने किया, and you later on regret. अगर हाँ है तो 1 दीजिए, अगर नहीं है तो 0. Next, moving forward, I hope you've given yourself the marks, and next, go forward. कुछ टाइम पे क्या आपको ऐसा लगता है कि you are trying to fit into a social circle? Probably you're not that kind of a person. Let me give you an example. बहुत सारे लोगों को ऐसा लगता है कि probably in my current time, although let's say I'm just giving an example, I like classical music, but people around me, everybody's like jazz or rocky music. So probably to make a fit with them, I have to listen to them. I don't like that much of an English movie, but looks like all my friends are watching and talking about all the big names and big cities, which I'm not sure about. So I should start watching them. Or people are going to certain places and where I really need to go because they are going, I have to go. So this is called socially अपने आप को जोर जबरदस्ती fit बनाना rather than not being yourself. अगर आपने कभी भी ऐसा किया हुआ है तो make it as 1. अगर नहीं किया है तो make it as 0. Next one. How do you feel when somebody really prospers or grows in your circle? कैसा आपको फीलिंग आता है? डू यू फील जेलस, और यू फील ओ कैसे कर लिया, ये तो उतना अच्छा नहीं था, या फिर अच्छा था, अच्छा हुआ, बट ठीक है, चलता है, and you some deep down in your in your life, that I am not so happy when probably somebody got a really good thing done in their family, but still you are not so happy. How do you feel? If you feel slightly on the negative sides of emotion, make it as 1. अगर आप उसके लिए genuinely खुश हो कि wow, they got that done, let me message them, let me call them up and congratulate, let me send some good messages, not like wow, great. No. Probably a genuinely felt message. If you are on the negative side, mark it as 1. If you are feeling on the positive side, mark it as 0. Next, moving forward, how do you feel when you grow, when you are growing and your social circle are not responding the way you want them to respond, right? आपको लगता है आपने कुछ achieve किया and people are like criticizing a little bit, and the kind of responses you're not expecting. How do you deal with the situation? I mean, how do you feel? You feel good about that? Okay, I can handle it. It's okay. It's not a problem. I mean, people will behave the way they want to. Or you feel, क्यों ऐसा क्यों है? मैंने तो इतना कुछ कर रहा हूँ, फिर भी मुझे क्यों नहीं मिल रहा है? If you are on the negative side of the emotion, mark it as 1. अगर नहीं तो 0. Probably the second last key. Do you spend time at least 5 days a week with any of the hobbies that you have? When I say it any, it is any. कोई भी hobby के साथ अपने रहते हो. जैसे आपको अगर म्यूजिक सुनना पसंद है तो you're spending some time in music, obviously not an hour or two, obviously some time for your refresher from some, musical pieces. Or probably you like sketching, so you're doing sketching. You like sports, so probably you spend some time on sports, finding out some journals. You like writing, you like reading, you read. You spend some time, right? So agar haan hai to 1, nahi hai to 0, at least 5 days a week. And the last one, do you practice meditation at least 6 days a week or spend time with yourself where nobody is there around you? आप अपने आप को कुछ देर के लिए अकेला छोड़ते हैं, जहां पे आपका घर में कौन क्या बात कर रहा है, या फिर बच्चे रो रहे हैं, या फिर मम्मी पापा बात कर रहे हैं, या फिर मेरे वाइफ का कॉल चल रहा है, हस्बैंड का कॉल चल रहा है. You're not bothered. You're just spending time with yourself, right? You are in you are thinking my day is going, I want to plan my day like this, I want to go like this, और ये शायद मैं थोड़ा बहुत अच्छा कर सकती थी. All these things that you are thinking. If you are, probably doing that, spending time with yourself or doing meditation, mark it as 1. If not, mark it as 0. So I'm sure, कि अभी तक you got your score. So if you feel that आपका score 5 से ज़्यादा है या फिर 5 तक है, then you are really a person who is getting stressed out with the situation, and you need a real attention to handle it better. Because when I'm talking about stress, it is about the mindset that we have. As I said, that hormones हमारे पूरे body को control करता है, हमारे mindset को control करता है, सब कुछ का control आता है इधर से. Then this is a time. So, you need to be there. So somebody has managed that message that I used to be at home for most, but now I started working on myself and I'm not 0. Great. I mean, that's the way to go. I mean, Manav, that's a good thing, right? That if you are doing that. So the idea is everybody should go there. But the next question comes as, how do we do it? Right? मुझे कैसे मैं सोचूं? बोलने के लिए तो बहुत अच्छा लगता है, probably किसी और की खुशी में खुश हो जाओ, but actually में उतना अच्छा लगता नहीं है. थोड़ा सा अपने लिए टाइम निकाल लो, लेकिन हो नहीं पाता है. कुछ फूड्स अच्छे लगते हैं, मूड खराब लग रहा है तो थोड़ा खा लेना ही चाहिए, नहीं तो क्या ही जी के कर रहे हैं. All these questions and kind of self-satisfactory things comes in your mind, right? So how to balance it? It is all about spending some time with yourself. Let me tell you that few of the things that you can start doing where you can start making your life a little bit better, right? So one thing is practice meditation. Absolutely, absolutely good. So अगर आप meditation कर रहे हो, इसका मतलब ये है कि you are spending some time with yourself and you are giving your mind some time to kind of think about yourself, right? Calm yourself down. Let me give you an example. You like those people and you recruit those kind of people who are into higher management or probably handling critical situations. They just don't get anxious with the situation. If you are getting anxious, people are not confident about you. You understand that? So everybody needs a time that when a complex or a critical situation comes in life, how do you handle it? Can you keep yourself calm? Why? Because अगर आपने आपको अगर आप काम ही नहीं रख सकते हो, it means you are only at a volatile state. The decision that you might make will not be apt, might not be apt for that situation most of the times. And that is the reason you have to think like a third party approach, or you have to be calm and understand the situation and react based on that. And meditation is the thing which is kind of, help you to do that. The reason I'm stressing on this is because आजकल हमारे modern day lifestyle में phone has become one such thing that where we carry them every single places. And probably you have got answers. Let me give you a very funny example that by the time I was in 2012, when almost like I started using my phone, I used to remember all the numbers of my friends, my families, my parents. Today, how many numbers do you remember? Some point of time, you don't even remember your own number, right? You have to basically share it with somebody because share media has become so easy. So you think how much less we are using our brain, how much time we are spending time with ourselves to think about the kind of thought that I'm thinking. Am I really thinking positive? You just need to give a stop at yourself and try to analyze the kind of thought process that is going inside me. अगर आपका generally thought process थोड़ा negative side में जाता है, जो कि ज्यादातर लोगों का जाता है, which is pretty natural. आप देखोगे कि वीट जैसे ग्रासेस जिसका कोई वैल्यू नहीं है, दोज जस्ट ग्रोस लाइक दैट. और अच्छा कोई भी चीज को ग्रो करने के लिए उसको पानी देना पड़ता है, उस पे फर्टिलाइजर्स वगैरह डालना पड़ता है. So that's how a positive thought comes. Positive thoughts has to be generated, right? So it needs some effort and timing, and that is the reason meditation can give you that. So when you are coming into any sort of sessions, try to keep away your cell phones and stuff so that you're not getting distracted. How well you are able to manage yourself makes a lot of difference. Second thing, the kind of books that you're reading. Are you only reading the books that is good for your career, or you're also spending some time with your books, which can be something of your choice, life's teaching skills, the handling skills, there's several other things which can feel you good, or an inspirational or motivation story that you read to kind of learn by yourself that, hey, everybody goes through this situation, they come out really fast with it. The kind of people that you're mixing with, the people, when you're in a group, the kind of discussion that goes on actually defines the kind of group you're in. I'm not asking you to come out of all the groups really, but अगर आप कोई भी ग्रुप में हो जहां पे negative discussion or gossip is the only thing, probably you need to give a rethink about that particular group, because लोग बोलते हैं कि आपके आसपास के 5 जैसे लोग आपके हैं ना, उसके 20% ऑफ क्वालिटी आपके अंदर ऑटोमेटिकली इम्बाइब हो जाता है. आपने देखा होगा कि पीपल आर फ्रॉम सर्टेन प्लेसेस, the way they talk, the tongue, the way their accent is, it is almost a similar way, right? The people from different regions have different kind of accents, the habits, the type of culture. That's what kind of makes up everything. So it is very simple that you need to understand where you need to be mentally present and where you should be spending your time with. So those are the things. Now, probably few of you are, I am seeing that few of you are actually asking me about few of the questions that I have asked. So one of the thing is, is how do I actually manage the situation when I'm really irritated or with my kids or something? I'm getting this question. So, probably just try to give yourself a little bit of time to understand that, are you reacting or responding? What is the difference between reacting and responding? Reacting means without even thought, that you're talking to somebody, or you are expecting somebody to be something of certain kind, and they're not like that. So your voice or anger raises up and you start giving him back. Or the other situation, same happens with kids also, and later on you regret. The other situation is, are you spending a little bit of time with yourself that what is the kid asking and why are they asking like that? Can I take an alternative approach to divert the way I want him to do? Probably they'll not listen to the first way, that when you're saying, can you divert in a different way so that they start doing the thing? For example, Joe, young going kids say they find many things fancy, probably their circle is doing it. But are you giving them the right sort of coaching that, hey, it is completely your choice what you want to do with your life. But if you do like this is what is going to be outcome. That is what we are. It is our job to share you this. Later on, it's your choice, because you have to lead your life and you have to see the consequences. So you decide what you want to do. So the moment you give this perspective to somebody who's 15, 16, 17, 18, the age which is very, very vulnerable, they would try to think about the situation. Do I really need to do that? Or do I need to be a little more, I need to give it a thought that whether I really want to do, or I'm doing it out of the peer pressure, right? So these things. Second question that I got is about being socially fit. When you know yourself, if you have the self-consciousness, which again comes from, meditation, that when you start finding out who you are, probably you haven't even spent your time with yourself to understand who you really are. Somebody told you dress up well, you dress up well. Somebody come and tell you, I don't think you're dressing up well, and suddenly you start feeling, अरे इतना साल से तो लोग बोलते थे कि मेरा ड्रेसिंग बहुत सही है, अभी कैसे खराब हो गया? नहीं मेरा तो अभी खराब हो गया यार, इस सिटी में मेरा नहीं चलता. Problem. Probably you haven't identified the way you are, right? कोई तुम्हें बोलता है कि यार तुम तो ऐसे करते हो, and suddenly you start latching onto that thought, I am like this only. You say me this and I react. I am like this. No. Do you really feel that you're like that? You have given yourself thought, or somebody had pushed a, probably उसने ऐसे ही तुम्हारे ऊपर वो idea throw किया था, and you just catch it up and you just running with it. So there are multiple things that comes in under the stress pillar. The thing that I would like to close with is, living happy is a completely your choice. The way you handle your situation is completely your choice. Stress don't happens to you. You choose to let it enter to your life. It's your gate. Sometimes you might have seen that रास्ते में अगर आप जा रहे हो और a mad person is throwing stones at you, You just don't try to fight, right? You just know the man is bad, takes a different route. Or somebody is throwing bad lines at you, you just don't try to kind of, why did you say that? I mean, if you do that, people know, right? And you go to a good society, people knows that whom to fight with, whom to have, and how to have a fight with, and how not to have a fight with, right? So you need to have these decisions very, very clear with. The same way, what is going inside you, it's completely your choice. The kind of things that you see, the kind of podcasts that you listen to, the kind of thought process that you listen to, the kind of exchange of idea that you do with people matters the most. So have a right community around you, have an happy going thought process, have a positive thought process. As I said, it does not come easy. There was a time when I really need to invest my time to get myself into this kind of a thing, that where I think positive out of all situations. Does it happen really today to me also? No, I don't. I'm not a perfect person. I'm still working on this, right? But I have gone through a certain journey with which I am talking you through this experience about, right? You spend some time when you feel bad about yourself and you write down what are you feeling bad about. These are the certain aspects that you can try with. With this, I just wanted to tell you a few things which can really make you happy, right? So as I said that, serotonin is the hormone which makes you really happy. There are very simple, easy ways to go back to your happiness. Just think about the good things that you did in your life, the things that you're proud of in your life. Go back to your cell phones or your albums and try to figure out some photos which takes you there, because that's a sudden serotonin that starts. It takes you to that moment, because probably the way you have enjoyed that moment, nobody has done it. Take yourself, traverse to that moment. The reason photography came into this earth is to capture the moments which you can remember and go back. That is the way you need to lead your life to, right? Create memories, relive those happy memories. Don't create GBs and TVs of data and keep it on your hard disk or in your phone or in your drive and so-called fancy stuffs, right? Sometimes go back and think about that situation, share it with somebody. Before going to sleep, make sure you slow yourself down. Think about a good thing that you did throughout the day. Analyze your day. If it is not good, there is always a second day for you lying. You sleep off and the next day is right there. So, you always get, not anybody's name. I mean, सारे के सारे दिन किसी के लाइफ में अच्छे नहीं होते हैं, except that पूरा लाइफ में, सारा लाइफ में आपको हैप्पीनेस नहीं मिलेगा. You are not going to stay for this life for lifetime. I am not going to stay. So the same way, our close circle will also not. They will leave us someday. No point of getting into depression. You'll feel bad, but you have to accept the fact of life. ऐसा होता है. ऐसा नहीं होता. I mean, your life is also changing. Look at the way you have changed your shape, your looks. Everything is changing, right? Each second your cells are getting divided. So change is the only constant. Accept it. Look it into a third eye point of view, and then you go about it, right? So probably another thing that might really, really help it, थोड़ा सा अपने हॉबी के साथ टाइम बिताइए. If you feel that giving help, offering help, or giving something back to the community can help you, do that. Many people comes and ask me, when I watch Netflix for 2 hours, I really feel happy. Okay, my next question goes to them is, once that Netflix series is over or the movie is over, are you still feeling happy? If yes, for how long? So you know what is the temporary happiness and what is permanent happiness. When you help somebody, probably 5 years back, if you relive that moment, till now it will bring that smile on your face. So the things that bring smile on your face all the time are the things of your happiness hormones. Please make sure you take care of it. Life happens to everybody. Take care of it, right? Because it's the only one-time gift. And many people don't even realize at the last stage of the life when they see, oops, I have got this beautiful life with me and I kind of, did not relive it. Many people, realize that fact. So choose your decisions really, really well. Choose your circles well, live your life, enjoy your life. With this, I'm almost done. I don't want to give any more gyan, right? So I would like to open up this, forum for the questions. If you have anything, feel free to type it. I'll give you 5 or 10 minutes to kind of answer a few of the things, so that will be helpful. So, a few people are asking, please suggest some good books, yes, I will suggest you some of the books which will help you. One of this is, if you're somebody who's into extreme amount of depression or, anxiety, or you feel not good at any point of time, probably you can, Scott Matthews, a few of the books, you can start feeling it. One of the books can be, Rhonda Byrne, one book is there called Secret, that you can follow it. You can start with some Goldcast videos that is out there. That will be a good one. So Kirti was asking this question. And one of the books that I'm forgetting, let me have a look at it. Yes. It is one of the very good books that you can really start. It's a very easy language. You can start it, How Life Works. Extremely important book, extremely easy book. If you just finish, you can finish it off in probably 3 or 4 days. And once you're done, you will start looking life in a very, very different way, right? So Manjushri is asking how to deal with anxiety. It's a very particular case, right? I don't know what stage of anxiety you are and how many times in a day you feel it. So I would recommend you to talk to somebody who has invited you. They must be knowing somebody, or they are somebody who's expert into this field. They can help you to understand, because you know what, it is a general thing that I cannot suggest you. As I said, the things that I've recommended in this workshop, I might have taken you through into certain aspects that अगर आप reflect back करते हो ना अपने ऊपर, you will get most of your answers. I'll give you a trick. So as you're asking about anxiety, I cannot give you direct answer. Let me share you a trick. You ask 3 times a question about the situation that you are in. I'm feeling bad. Why? Start asking this question. Why am I feeling bad? What is making me feel bad? Some situations you get. Again, ask a why. 3 times if you ask a WH questions before the situation, you will get the answer what is making you feel bad. अगर आपको आंसर नहीं मिला, then probably one of the pillars of health has been taken care of. मतलब थोड़ा सा गड़बड़ है उसपे. आप थोड़ा सा एक्सरसाइज करिए, सही से खाना खाइए, नहीं तो पानी पीजिए, things will get better. बिकॉज आपका आंसर अगर आपका दिमाग नहीं दे पा रहा है तो बॉडी में ऑलरेडी स्टार्ट हो चुका है, और उसको कंट्रोल करने के लिए इधर आपको मेडिटेशन में जाना पड़ेगा, नहीं तो वर्कआउट में जाना पड़ेगा, जहां से आपका हैप्पी हार्मोन रिलीज होना स्टार्ट हो जाएगा. क्योंकि अगर आपके पास आंसर नहीं है, दैट इज द सोल्यूशन दैट यू हैव. सो there are a few books that you can again go ahead with. Love language, how to talk to people, how life works. Beautiful books, many people are asking about it, so these are the books that you can go through. You can also go through Secret and several other books that you can go with. It just takes 5 minutes to, I'm not telling you need to really finish up a book to get yourself started. If you just talk to yourself and ask, actually what is meaningful in my life, क्यों मुझे खराब लग रहा है. You have your goals and dreams set with you. आप लाइफ में क्या करना चाहते हो? Ask this question. Probably it might look a little psychiatric kind of a question, but this is true. अगर आप अपने आप से पूछते हो ना, मेरे को अपने लाइफ में करना क्या है, आपको आंसर मिल जाएगा. बहुत लोगों को बहुत सारी चीज करनी होती है based on what they are seeing in Facebook and Instagram. Come out of that life. Ask yourself. This is your life. Your life is not an Instagram or Facebook. So come out of it. Live your life. So and really recommend you to get back to the person who has invited you then to here, so they might be able to give you probably a great answer to that. First, evaluate what is causing and how it is going. So yeah, you can still in the meantime type on your questions. Shruti is asking me, how can you tell us how to control our anger and manage the people when you're angry on them, and what time they want us to, and the time they want you to clarify the things, a very particular situation. But yeah, just take some deep breaths. So, take some deep breaths, analyze the situation, think what you wanted to answer, what are they probably asking you? Are they really, most of the time we get into this mode where, we get angry because we think that somebody is trying to evaluate us. And most of the cases that is not true. They're just asking you a question. And if you have the right answer to them, they might get happy. And that is the real thing that they wanted to ask from you. And if you think that something, that intentionally they are trying to give you some answers, if you are calm from inside, you'll be able to give the right answer and block them. Because that probably somebody has asked you several times about a several status and you have shared it and still they forgot it. Instead of asking, I don't think that you have shared it, I have shared it multiple times to you, why are you not going back and referring it to them? You can just say, I think I have shared. If you can search it with my name, I'm sure you get it. If you don't get it, feel free to ask me one more time. I will probably go back to your desk and show you if it is there. If it is not, I'm good to share it with you again. They know that the kind of answers that you have given, and this kind of answers only comes out when you're calm from inside, right? So again, I said that when I say meditation, that is one way. Second thing is you can practice also box breathing or breathing, or try to work on your breathing pattern, because आपका अगर breathing सही है ना, तो आपको बहुत सारी energy मिलती है on your cells, and then you can really work on it, because that actually calms yourself down. So when you're in a day, we generally get 70,000 thoughts, right? So you need to basically identify कि क्या thoughts मुझे चाहिए क्या नहीं चाहिए, and are you kind of giving yourself a pause? आपकी कंप्यूटर हैंग हो जाती है तो आप रीस्टार्ट करते हो कि नहीं? आपने आप को रीस्टार्ट किया है क्या? ऐसा नहीं कि मैं सिर्फ सो के ही रीस्टार्ट हो सकती हूँ यार. There are times when you need to really give. That is the concept where every organization has called a break. And we have started compromising that break with gossips, tea, or discussing about something, or continuously chipping in our mind. Give yourself that break. The moment you give yourself break, your CPU utilization comes down, and obviously your your computer performs better, like the way it's brain, right? So, um, that's mostly that I have to think about it. The last thought with this, I'm closing down in today's session. Make sure you create a gratitude journal. Pay gratitude to whatever you have. Not everybody is blessed with what you have. Think around you, look around you, you'll get to understand that not everybody is blessed the way we are today. Not everybody is like the way we are, right? So pay some gratitude. More you go into the positive thought, you'll attract the positive thought. And that is how you can get back into that good way of leading your life. Because when you handle critical situation, you become proud about yourself. And that is the ultimate goal that every one of us has. Everybody wants good challenges to handle. And that gives you, that pride factor in yourself. If you're doing an easy job, nobody is taking pride about it, right? If you're doing a tough job, you are taking a pride about it. Make sure you understand and evaluate what level of toughness you want it in your life and react. How much can you handle? Because balance between mental health and physical health is extremely important. And if you need more details about it, get in touch with somebody. They might help you. We are always there. And I wish you all the very best for your health journey, right? And in your mental journey. And I hope that I could add some value. And with this, I'm done. And hope you had a good time. And thank you so much for taking your time out.